My background is actually more on the scientific end. I studied physiology and neuroscience, so studying the brain. And the more I studied the brain, the more I realized how little we know. And more than that, the more I realized the more we know, the less we know, okay? Because taking the brain and asking a brain to study another brain is a little challenging, wouldn't you say? Because we have to be able to step outside of something that we are in order to be able to study something that is the same as we. So neuroscience, I think, is fascinating, but one of the things that it taught me is that it doesn't give me the full answer. And so I started searching, and I started learning, and I wanted to understand more about so-called body-mind connection. The body component gets what I call great PR, right? Everybody knows we need to care for the body. Everybody knows how to care for the body. You eat well, you exercise, okay? More than that, everybody knows what happens if you don't treat your body well. Nobody goes to McDonald's on a daily basis without really understanding what that means, okay? If you go daily and you make your French fries deposit, and don't get me wrong, I like French fries, but I won't have them every day because I think balance is good, so every now and then that's okay too. But everybody knows what the consequences of that is. But if the mind is a part of who we are, do we need to care for it? How often do we care for it compared to the body? What happens when we don't care for it? Try to imagine what it would be like to make your daily French fries deposit, only instead of in your body, you dump it in your mind. So the way you fuel your body, the way you fuel your mind, no difference. If anything, maybe the mind, I think, is a little more powerful. The body, you tell it what to do, it does. The mind is the one that's telling what to do. So what could be, in my analogy of McDonald's or whatever, junk food, I hope nobody here has like shares or anything, but what could be the analogy for the French fries? What is the junk that we dump in our mind? Television. Okay. Negative thoughts. Okay, that's a good one. Negative thoughts. Science tells us what? We think about 30,000 thoughts a day, if we're lucky. Most of us think more, I think. Out of those, depends on the person, 80 to 90% is repetitive thoughts, which means thoughts we already thought before. Most of those are negative thoughts. Why? Because positive thoughts or positive experiences we experience and they wash out of us. We enjoyed and we moved on. Negative thoughts, we chew over and over again. So it's like you ate at McDonald's, but then you decided to come back for a second round that day. It was so good. Most of us came back for a third round, a fourth round. Some of us have a free pass. We just sit in the kitchen and eat all day long. Most of us are slaves of the mind. What it tells us is what happens. Okay? Meditation helps us master our mind. But most of us, when we have that thought, something or someone bothered us, it's going to bother us all day, and the next day, and the next week, and the next month. And it's like the never-ending story. And some people, 20 years later, they're still angry at something. They don't even remember what happened. The quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our lives. Can you relate to that? The quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our lives. It means it determines our relationships. Anybody can improve or would like to improve their relationships, or everybody has the best relationships ever. It can improve, or it determines our health. Again, if you'd like to improve your health. It determines our well-being, our personal growth, our interaction or relationship with ourselves. So we constantly send out information in the form of vibration. You can call it energy. You can call it in quantum physics, however you want. The point is we send something out. And the fact is we all feel it on a daily basis. You go into someone's home. You've never met them before, and you don't have a good feeling. Does it ever happen to you? You meet someone new and you really like them. So we exchange information all the time. And when we think a certain way, we project a certain amount and a certain kind of energy. And all that information is always heard. Now try to think what happens with a thought you had once and never again versus a thought you have every day. Which one is going to be more powerful? Which one is going to have more impact? So all those negative thoughts we continuously send out. And then we get things back. Now, where is the problem? Most of those thoughts are not conscious. We don't realize we think those thoughts while we're thinking them. We just don't understand how come things don't always go the way we want them to go. You asked me about physics earlier. It's very simple. It's even basic math. The only question is which is stronger? The way you bring it to you or the way you push it away? So let's say you're a big believer of the law of attraction and you do everything right. But deep inside, you don't believe you can have that thing. Or on a daily basis, you don't think that it's possible. You're not likely to get it. And if you get it, you'll get it in a way that will prove what you think. I'll give you an example, okay? She does today, it's like online dating, and she puts her intention out there, and she read the book, The Secret, and she follows everything by the book. So far, what is she doing? She wants something, okay? She's attracting, or she's attempting to attract it to her. On the other hand, we talk a little bit, and in Theta, you will see in a minute, there's a way to access or to find subconscious beliefs and thoughts. And what do we find? She's afraid of intimacy. In the day-to-day, all you know is that she's looking for a boyfriend. But the interesting part happens when she meets a guy. Because should she meet a guy, he's going to remind her, and he's going to put in her face exactly those fears and beliefs that she has. He will strengthen exactly all those things in her that she believes in the first place. So then she will say, aha. And you know, I think about people, me as well. We have one big obsession that we all share. What is it? Can you guess? We like to be right. Isn't that so? We like to be right. It is for you. Here's a brave one. So we will do our best, subconsciously even more than consciously, to prove to ourselves that what we think is in fact right. And if this young woman doesn't think she deserves to be loved, she will find ways to prove that to herself. It doesn't even matter what he'll do. Whatever he will do, she will perceive as he's not loving her, or he's not treating her the way that she would like. He has no choice. He's going to play his role, and he's going to fit in the puzzle. What is the difference between thoughts and beliefs? I think about a belief as a thought we think over and over and over again until it's very deeply rooted. Thoughts can come and go. A belief becomes a part of who I am.